make sense? How does that make sense? Make it make sense. Hi guys, hi everyone. This is Yama, and this is Yama time. And this is just a time where I could just take some of your time, maybe, and we can talk about an issue that I'm sure almost all of us have seen in our For You pages recently. And that's what's going on with Fannita on TikTok. So, with all the introductions out the way, don't forget to, subscribe, hopefully, comment what you think about it. I'm going to post some questions at the end or throughout the video. You guys can comment about what you guys think about it. Comment, like, subscribe, share, all that. Anyway, let's get into it. Okay, so basically for those, a lot of people might not know about this at all because, I'm still seeing people who are still just finding out about it, like on TikTok and Twitter, Reddit, all the social medias. So if you don't know, the person we're talking about is Fannita. Put it right here. I don't know her last name. Let me actually find it. The person we're talking about is Fannita Leggett, and she's an influencer or a content creator. I know that there's been some controversy over what to call it, influencer or content creator, but whatever. She's a social media person. She has a social media persona. I follow her on TikTok. She's also known for her podcast that she started, I think, last year. And she makes a lot of like comedy content. Yeah, mainly comedy content. And she's also, another important fact about her is that she's someone who's gone through a huge weight loss journey. And she's had this like platform from when she was like fat and when she was like, quite overweight. And over time, you can see through her account how much weight she's lost, through various methods. So basically the reason why there's some controversy over her right now is that, she's kind of gone on this little rant and this little like revenge rampage, some people might call it. And she's going after a lot of people, and she's going after her fans. She's going after other social media people, after broke people, after a lot of people. I'm sorry, I have to close that closet because I don't like open closets. They scare me. Okay, that's better. But yeah, she's going after a lot of people, and I'm just gonna try to get into that. I think her whole story is can be broken up into parts, so I'm gonna section it and like talk about it. I'm gonna try in chronological order. I'm gonna try just so you guys can get it. So I would say it first started, or the controversy first started last year with a brand trip for the brand Tarte, the makeup brand. If you guys don't know, hopefully all, you guys would know, Tarte is a makeup brand that has been in various controversies over the same issue, and that's inclusion, racial inclusivity. They've been known for a long time to not have like maybe good shade ranges for Black creators, or just good shade ranges for Black people in general, darker skin tone people, just having like basically all like pale shades. And they didn't have that shade range for people who had deeper skin tones, who had cooler skin tones. They didn't have that variation. Another reason that Tarte also has been under fire for a long time is because of creators like Jackie Aina. If you know her, I'll put her here. She's a very famous Black creator and Black influencer who does like makeup content on YouTube, on TikTok, various platforms. And she's been popular for a while, and she's also been she's been known to, spread awareness to like what brands are actually doing behind the scenes. So they also have been inclusive with who they're taking on brand trips and who they're giving the works to. Tarte usually is known for only giving gifts and like giving opportunities to like creators, and that's always just been something that people know about Tarte. So recently, or like last year, they had a brand trip with, I know actually, I'm not sure who else was on that trip, but I know it was a brand trip. I forgot to wear. Let me check, actually, really quick. Yeah. So, okay. So it was a trip to a Formula One race, and it was in Miami. And basically what happened is that there's supposed to be another Black creator going on this trip. I'll put her name. Her name is Bria Jones. I'll put her here. And she was supposed to go on this trip among other influencers. But she had made a video about kind of some discrepancies with what's going on with her itinerary and the other non-Black influencers, what's happening with them. She said that her itinerary was different from them, and also that she was being sent home earlier than the other non-Black influencers. Basically, she said that, you know, she wasn't being treated well. She wasn't being treated equally to her non-Black peers. So obviously there was outrage on the internet for this. People were, you know, trying to cancel Tarte. People were trying to call out all the other people who Tarte were trying to take on these trips. And what had happened is that Tarte had, I'm pretty sure, put Fannita in as Bria's replacement because I guess they needed one more person. And I remember seeing the video on Fannita's account at the time, because I'm someone who's actually followed Fannita for a long time, you know, like years, like from all her content.
So Tarte called me up yesterday and was like, hey, you want to fly out to Miami tonight? I said, hell.
But she was talking about how like a brand had just recently asked her to go on a trip, really recent. She's going immediately, but it was so last minute. People in the comments were like, if it's so last minute, that means you weren't like the first choice, all this and that. Then Bria's video came out. People were just basically asking Fannita, like, I think you should speak up about this. You know, you're also a Black creator, and you're being used by this brand like so they can, you know, come out of fire. And she chose not to say anything. In fact, she like said, I remember, I think I can find a video about it maybe, but she was talking about how it was like none of her business and how it just doesn't concern her. So people, after that, people were kind of just like, I think this was in May of last year, people were just you know, not really messing with her after that. That's basically kind of like one of the first controversies that she entered regarding this whole story. Okay, so next is the podcasting issue. So I don't know, actually I have my whole timeline messed up, but I'm pretty sure this is chronological. So Fannita went on a podcast, and this was, I'll find the video and put it up.
I don't think everyone's beautiful.
Listen.
I don't.
Wait, tell me.
And I think we need to stop lying. I think we need to stop. Like, some people are ugly, and that's fine.
And that is another thing that got her a lot of criticism for, because people were like, who are you to say that people can't be pretty? People are trying to, like, you know, coming for her looks, coming for her appearance, and saying like, who said that you're even pretty? Like, and then saying like, it's just like not nice to be like, oh, some of you are ugly. And a lot of people were kind of agreeing with her, saying it's impossible for you to find everyone attractive, which makes sense. There's always going to be someone that you don't find attractive as a person, like in your opinion. But she was saying that people are just plain old ugly, like not in my opinion, I don't find them attractive. She's saying people are born ugly and people are born attractive. And there's like, you know, there's two things you can have, and it's either one. And people were saying like, a lot of people are actually coming for her looks, and they're saying, who are you to, you know, decide that, you know? And she did not back down at all from this claim. And while she did get a lot of like heat and like fire from it, I would say that her following and her fans like still relatively stayed the same. When I saw the video, I know I was just kind of like, what are you talking about? Like, I was just like, what are you talking about? Whatever. I did not agree with her, no, but I think I just still followed her just because I found her funny. Like, she genuinely does make me laugh when she's not, you know, doing crazy stuff. But that was the thing. So now we can get into what's recently been happening with the whole issue with her, Alex Earl, and Mecca, and even like Denzel Dion, kind of. But basically what had happened is that she posted a video the other day about how Black creators and white creators don't make the same amount of money, which is a fact. That's true. And that's something that I think most, if not all, people on TikTok know. You know, the non-black creators make so much more money than the black people. You know, the algorithm doesn't even like, you know, black people. So I think, you know, we all knew that. But the reason why people thought it was like, you know, from her is because of the Bria Jones situation, because she didn't have the back of another black creator. So it's like, who are you to be like, oh, you know, black people, you know, we need to stand up for ourselves when you can't even like, you know, stand up for another black creator. So people are like, okay, there's a double standard here. And a lot of people are also saying that they didn't care because, you know, people are poor. And she's talking about how she makes $20,000 off of a brand deal while a white influencer will make like $50,000. And people are like, this amount of money that you're talking about is like unfathomable to, you know, low income households and most people in America, people who work like, you know, 9 to 5s, more like regular jobs. So you saying all this is like just out of touch, and people can't really like, you know, be that sympathetic because it's like, we don't make that money off of a singular post. So, you know, why would we be like, oh, darn it, she's only making 20K? Like, what? Another reason people also thought this was a double standard is because she's always been on the, not always, but she's recently been on the internet a lot talking about, you guys are broke, you guys are in Section 8 housing, you guys are in the projects, I could buy your house, I have a Versace robe. She will stand on that Versace robe, and she's buying her friends Prada bags. She's having her hairstylist come to her house, and she's talking about how you guys need to bring your kids and like everything to your hairstylist, and how you guys need to buy them food, and how you guys have no money, and how you guys are broke and you're dusty, whatever.
You bitches ain't never had a house call before, funky bitches. I'm in my living room, you're in the projects, and she made you bring her kids a 10-piece lemon pepper, and she split them 10 wings 5 ways. Dead fucking wrong. I don't ever have to leave to get my shit done. Period. Gag it.
She's talking about all that, and people are like, why the sudden tonal shift? You can't be saying, oh, you guys are broke, ha ha ha, and then also be like, I don't make enough money. That doesn't make sense. How does that make sense? Make it make sense. I don't get it. And basically people are saying like, that makes no sense. Like, we're not gonna, we agree with what you're saying, but it's the wrong person saying it, you know? Like, you should not be the face of this movement, you know? So she brought up Alex Earl, and she was saying that Alex Earl, which is like, you know, Alex Earl has always been someone that people have said like is the epitome of like just like white privilege, because she has so many followers off of like doing nothing, and she's like rich and she does this, and people think she's basic, and like, yeah, I mean, yeah. And Alex Earl, in my opinion, she got her following off of, you know, I guess being basic, being pretty, being a white girl, which is fine. That's what works for her. Anyway, Fannita brought up Alex Earl, talks about like her standing compared to Alex Earl's. And the reason why people thought this was wrong is because people don't consider Fannita to be an influencer. And this is where Denzel Dean comes into place. He posted a video on TikTok talking about how some people are content creators and some people are influencers. Influencers influence people into doing things. They are like not role models, but like they actually can like control like people or make people actually want to do things. Like people say the Alex Earl light. I don't actually know what that is, so people say it. While content creator is just someone who has a platform and makes like, you know, content, but they're not actually influencing people. They might be popular, but they're not influencing people. And I think Denzel was like saying that's what Fannita is. So people, back to Fannita thing with Alex Earl, people are saying that Fannita, you're not an influencer. So why would you have the same like brand deals, the same amount of money as her when you're not influencing people to buy products? They're also saying that she doesn't make the same amount of content as Alex Earl. Fannita got popular off of making comedy content, kind of being a little mean, a little rude, but like, you know, still making people laugh. And Alex Earl got popular off of doing like Get Ready With Me's makeup, fashion, all that stuff, which is more marketable to a company or to a brand to do a brand deal, to, you know, send free stuff, to take you on brand trips. So people were saying like, you shouldn't compare yourself to Alex Earl because you guys don't make the same content. You guys don't even have the same amount of followers. Alex Earl has significantly more followers than Fannita. And people are saying like, of course she's gonna make more money than you. She has a bigger platform and she makes different kinds of content. So Fannita brought up how Kane is kind of like an it girl, also kind of like a black, I don't know if she said black Alex Earl, but she was like, she's kind of like an influencer of, you know, for black girls. Kane also makes different content. Kane makes content like she's very vulnerable on her page. She talks about her life, while when you really think about Alex Earl, sure, she talks about her life and her breakups maybe in her life and like her parting, but it's still kind of like not the same, you know? I don't know how to explain it, but it's not the same. And basically they're saying like that's also not comparable because you can't just make similar content to Alex Earl either. So she posted these videos, and after that she kind of just gone on a rant, multiple videos over like the course of a few days, talking about this, calling people out, like being rude to people, calling people out on her TikTok, like coming to her fans, saying that she hates her fans, she's only posting for money, she's only trying to chase the bag, she doesn't like anybody, she thinks everybody's broke, yeah, and she's rich, and she was saying, yeah, I'm rich and you guys are broke. And this is where Mecca comes in the situation. So Mecca is another creator on TikTok. It's her, and she's like light skinned, but she's fully black. And Fannita and Mecca, I think, had talked a little bit about this situation. But yeah, basically, Fannita and Mecca kind of got into like just like an online altercation, not like fight. I mean like argument, I guess. And Fannita was basically trying to come for Mecca, saying like, oh, like. Just like, I have to like, I guess, insert a video. But she's trying to come for her, like saying all this stuff about her. And she's just saying that everybody's broke, everyone's living Section 8 housing, everyone's poor, and she's rich. And that was that. And people were like, okay, you're crazy. People were saying she's on coke rants. People were saying that she's spiraling, that she needs therapy. A lot of people were saying she doesn't like herself. And that was just like people thought that was just how it's going to end. She's going to lose her followers. She says she hates them, so they're like, she's gonna lose them. She's gonna lose her platform. She's probably never gonna have a brand deal again, and she's gonna lose her power. This was until not that long after this situation, like literally the other day, she got on Instagram and she started begging for money. And she literally said, I'm begging for money, even though I called you guys broke, but I want money. And she's saying, and she is saying she quit TikTok to pursue Twitch full time, and she bought all the expensive equipment, and she needs money now because she quit TikTok. She's going to Twitch now, and she's saying she needs money. And the irony over this is that she's asking for money from the same people she's calling broke, same people she was saying lived in Section 8 housing, same people she said couldn't afford rent. So it's like, you know, the duality of it all, the double standard, or the hypocrisy. Why are you asking for money when you said you have so much? You said you're rich. You said you're making $20,000 off a brand deal. You're buying Prada bags for your friends. You have the money. You have the money on, right? Gag it. You know, that's her favorite thing to say, I guess. And people were saying, why are you doing this? Like, we're not gonna send you money. So not a long time after she quit TikTok, I heard she got back on, and she's still posting. Like, she posted an apology, but her apology, she said, was only to her fans, not her haters. And in her apology, she basically said that everyone was just waiting on her downfall and waiting, and they were just trying to pressure her into acting the way that she did when she was really upset. And that they know that, and then she said that's not in her character to act the way that she did. She said her friends told her that she's such a sweet person, this isn't like her. Which is really interesting because not too many posts ago, she was talking about how only her friend Amber, or her family friend, her friend Amber has reached out to her because everyone knows that this is what she's like. She said she's always been mean. I don't know if she said she's always been mean, but she said it like in that way, this is just my personality. So which one is it? Do all your friends think you're sweet, or do all your friends know that this is how you act? Because it seems like she's really going every which way. Are you rich, or are you begging for money on Instagram? Like, which one? So it's like, what are you doing, girl? Like, everyone thinks she's crazy, which I'm not gonna say she is, but I acknowledge that these are some crazy things she's doing. The big thing of it all was that she's saying that now that I'm skinny, now that I'm not fat anymore, I can say all the mean things I wanted to say, because when I was fat, when you're fat, you can't say anything bad. You have to be nice, and so people can like you, because people already don't like you because they're fat. That's fat phobia. Sure, you're a little meaner now, but it's not like you've ever been like terribly nice, you know? So they're like, also like, what? Doesn't give you an excuse to be mean now just because you're skinny. Like, and she's saying that the reason why people are like trying to jump at her is because she used to be fat, and they said it was fun to make fun of her when she's fat, but now that she's not, it's not fun to be on her page anymore. And I understand what she's trying to say, but at the end of the day, it's just like, don't be mean, don't be rude, don't say things that you know people aren't gonna like, because at the end of the day, if your whole job is being a content creator, your whole job relies on the audience and how well they take in what you're posting. So if you keep coming at your audience, you keep being mean to your audience, you keep berating them, you know, verbally abusing them, they're not going to want to keep consuming, you know? They're not going to want to, you know, share, comment, like, follow, subscribe. And that's literally what your main source of income is when you're a full-time content creator. So if you keep coming at your fans, genuinely you have no job, and that just makes you jobless. So shoot, I forgot to mention one thing. She, in her apology video, she's talking about how she's like, yeah, she's coming for everyone for being poor, but she used to have to eat her tears because she had no food. She has to eat out the trash because she had no food growing up, because she was poor growing up. So it's like, that makes no sense. Like, that literally makes no sense. How are you gonna talk about your sad childhood of, like, you know, low income, and then also come at people for being low income? What does that mean? Like, it's not making sense. But yeah, sorry, back to closing final statements. This isn't even like a video to try to like pile on, like, oh, hate on her, because she is getting a lot of backlash from everything. I'm sure she's probably had enough. So I'm not really coming here to be like, oh, I hate Fannita, F Fannita, all that. I still follow her on TikTok, I'm pretty sure. Okay, so that was it. Thank you so much if you got to the end of this video. It's a little long, but you know, it kind of comes with the territory. Please watch my previous video about Taylor Swift. I posted it a few months ago, and I think I had something pretty interesting to say, if I do say so myself. So basically, to end it off, I'm just asking you guys what you think. Comment down below if you saw this coming, if you think that Fannita's always kind of been like this, or if this is something new that they think is coming, like coming over Fannita. Comment if you know, support her still or don't support her, and why. And just let me know what you guys think about this whole situation, and anything I missed, comment if you guys already know about it. Also, like, subscribe, comment. I should have a new video coming out soon. I you know, post videos like this, thinking videos, maybe. I can also do lighthearted content. I do want to do some K-pop new releases, like, you know, May releases videos. And, you know, I was thinking about rewatching High School Musical 3, if that's something you're interested in. Pretty random, but yeah. Thank you.